So, I've made some changes to it since it was on here last. The first change I made was to my mirrors. I had those cheap metal plastic mirrors that were on it that didn't hold very well. They didn't stay in place. So I sheet metal screwed these Bell plastic mirrors and had to hot glue behind it to keep it there. And now my mirrors don't vibrate loose. I did that to both sides. And the next change I made was I put a wider crankset in so that my feet were in a better position for starting and for riding. The other change I made was to my kickstand setup. I have an original kickstand for the bike, and then I added one of the kickstands that hooks up in the back that's made by Bell. So now no problem with putting a kickstand on it, putting it on its kickstand anywhere. I also made a change to my chain tensioner. That one works exceptionally well. And I also put a sprocket on it instead of the plastic. Getting the sprocket right in line was a challenge, but it was worth it. And I left the other one on as well to provide a much better chain line. It keeps my chain in line and keeps it from touching each other. Since I have a 36 tooth sprocket in the back, they get a little close when they're under tension. I also put in a new rear rack that's bolted to the frame, and it's also bolted to the down where the downstays are at on the bike, so it's bolted in real well. And I put in pannier racks that fold out and fold in. I also made a change to the rear light. This rear light will it'll be a light, and it has an accelerometer on it, so as the bike comes to a stop, it'll flash bright red and stay that way for a few seconds. And also made a change to my rear tire. It is a Continental Tour Ride, and the greatest thing about that is it has flat-proof protection on it. And I also put converted my Schrader valve hole to a Prestatube. So that's a Prestatube that's in there, and I'm going to eventually do that to my front tire as well. Change the Schrader valve to a Presta valve, because Presta valves are a lot easier for when you're airing and letting air out of tires and airing up tires, and when you're dealing with flats. And I still keep my fuel bottles up in my front basket, and I've also got a new fuel tank. I got a 1 gallon fuel tank that's on its way, and I'm gonna do that one a lot better than I did this one. I didn't do the paint job very good on this one, so I want to do better. But I painted the top part of this racking system orange to match the orange handlebar grips and the orange stripe and the orange lettering and the orange accents that are right on this bike. So I thought that would be cool. And eventually I want to paint my motor. I want to paint the lower half of it black and then paint the head the same orange, and I think that'll look awesome. Okay, so that's it for the bike for now. Thank you very much.